Hi, I'd like to tell you why, as an autistic person, I end up drinking a lot of cold tea. I remember on a very rare business trip, I arrived at the airport, the destination airport, having flown across the Atlantic. I was tired and obviously jet lagged. And I was waiting for the case to come around on the carousel. It was a big plane and there were a lot of people, and I watched the luggage go round and round, and I waited for my case, and I waited and waited, and it never came round. And eventually, with still a few people there, it was quite clear that there was no more cases coming up from the baggage handlers. So I was quite worried by that, and I went to see one of the staff there and said that my bag hadn't arrived, and he said that I needed to fill out a missing baggage claim. And it was a long form, so I filled it out with all the details, what my flight number was, where I'd come from, where I was going, what my contact details were, what the luggage looked like, and so on and so on. And I was concentrating on this form probably for about 5-10 minutes, still quite anxious. And I finished it, I handed it over to him, and I said, "What's the chances of finding the bag?" And he said, "We'll almost certainly find it for you, sir." So I said, "Thank you very much." I turned around and the hall was empty. The people had gone. And there, in the middle of the hall, on its own, stood there, was my suitcase. Why am I telling you this? Well, the thing was, I was very focused on filling out the form. And I was not aware of my surroundings anymore because I was so focused on the form that I lost track of what was going on around me. And this is an example of hyperfocus. Hyperfocus can be a characteristic of autism, but it also can be a characteristic of ADHD because it's to do with regulation of attention. Hyperfocus can be a blessing and a bit of a curse as well. It depends on the circumstances. Hyperfocus is when you get deeply engaged in doing something, that you get drawn into it, be it a puzzle or a game, or in my case, solving problems. You have one success and then you think about what the next possibility is, you get the next challenge. And you get drawn into whatever you're doing and you lose track of time. And it's suddenly you realise that your tea's gone cold and you've been unaware of the passage of time. Or it could be that it's got dark. It could be, when you're deeply invested in detail in what you're doing, that you're beginning to fight the call of nature. So hyperfocus can be a bad thing because it means that you lose track of what you're doing, and other people may interrupt you and want to drag you away, and it's very difficult to detach yourself from the investment in the detail that you have in what you're doing, and that can lead to an angry and upset reaction. On the other hand, hyperfocus can be very good. It's to do with intrinsic satisfaction in what you're doing, and in the employment situation that's a great motivator. People who are hyper-focused can achieve great things. So I think overall the price of drinking a few cups of cold tea is worth paying for having hyperfocus. I hope you enjoy Autism Awareness Week. Thank you.